Hey friends, welcome back. Today we're going to do Final Crisis Rogue's Revenge issue number 3. This is the part of the Final Crisis. Let's dive in. It's made by Geoff Johns and Scott Kolins. And yeah, we start here. I always was a fan of Scott Kolins' art. I think it's really good. He has some kind of a certain style that is very appealing to me. And this looks fantastic. So we are here in Keystone City. But it looks like Gotham City because, well, it's somehow raining. There's a reason for that. And there's a storm, this lightning strikes the whole time. And we see here Captain Cold talking because they made a mistake. They are on the run. They killed a Flash. They killed a Kid Flash. So basically they are trying to, they are wanted now and they have to hide from the law and other superheroes as well. And so it seems that Weather Wizard has made this storm for, because they want to conceal themselves a little bit more undetected. But McCulloch here, Mirror Master, is not a big fan. He says, well, can you turn it down? Wanted to rain a little bit. And what I like about these rogues is that every one of them is flawed, real flawed. I mean, Mirror Master, he's a drug addict. We have Mark Martin, Weather Wizard. He is becoming more angry, depressive. We have, of course, Mike Rory, Heatwave. He's a, how do you say? He likes fire a lot. And he is also in some kind of an addiction that he wants to burn everything the whole time. That's his, addiction. So the lightning strikes constantly. And Mike sees a paper or a bin. And he says, can we make a fire, like a trash fire? No, says Weather Wizard. Captain Cold. Captain Cold is the leader of this of the rogues. And where are they going? Well, they have a secret hideout, and Mirror Master uses one of his, quote unquote magic mirrors. It's not magic, but so that they can enter. And he talks about a new secret society. Well, a new leader called Libra. Libra wants to have the secret society come together for reasons. I don't know the whole story behind that, but the rogues, or better yet, Snart, also known as Captain Cold, not entirely sure if they want to do that. So they go in, and because basically he hates the secret societies, and he also says screw Libra. But they are not alone because so they are coming here, and like I said, this looks freaking great. Scott Kolins, again, great artist. Also, I'm glad they're still here. Let's say modern rendition of the Weather Wizard. He's now, I don't know, Mexican or something. They changed his race. It's bullshit. But okay, here we go. Meanwhile, so there are people in here, and they are not alone. There's a bunch of, let's say, losers, and they are insulting the rogues. And but Weather Wizard, he's not taking that lightly. He wants to. He's going to teach those kids a lesson. He says, "You want to use guns? Man made your ammunition. God made mine." So he conjures up of using his wand to make, a deep fog, and then also a storm inside. You can see his crazy look. Revels in his power. I like that. I like this kind of a craziness, and then all this lightning, and the light effects also is fucking great. And also Mike here. They shot first, Colt. They started it. Only one Mike, and remember the rules. Leave them breathing. So he puts them on fire, and he says, only one. He burns them alive, I guess. So also Mirror Master comes in and uses his tricks on these small time goons, shatters them to pieces, or doing some small stuff to them, making them scared. But then also this guy bumps into Captain Cold, and he says, "Sorry, kid, I'm soaking wet. I'm tired. I'm in a mood, and he freezes him with the freezing powers. And then later, Mirror Master puts him in some kind of a, I don't know, coin or whatever it is, maybe a magnet or a glass, magnifying glass. But then out of nowhere, this kid comes in, and this is Alex Walker, the trickster. So the narrative of, Mirror Master, what I'm saying, Captain Cold is, using the narrative like, at least what he calls himself. He swiped the walk-on air shoes and acid spewing rubber chicken from one of our old crew. Yes, so Axel is not the real or the original trickster. There's another one called Jesse James. So not sure what happened to Jesse James in this particular scene, but he will become relevant later, I guess. But not in this comic, but I believe in, that event with the devil. I forgot. But that was a great arc, by the way. So he says, hey, where's my gang? These tossers work for you, Axel. What happens if I break the mirror? 7 years of bad luck, and you kill your mates. Badass, he says. I'm not all on board with this kid. He's too brash, he's cocky. But, that's deliberate because they want to make him way different than Jesse James. I get that, but he never grew on me. Not saying he's a bad character, but I don't know, he's not really one of the rogues. And that's exactly what they are saying. So he points them out that people are disappearing and said, hey, where were you? I heard you were there, and then one of you died, etc. But now you are back, and you killed the Flash. And he laughs hysterically, but as you can see, they are not happy. So Captain Cold intervenes, and he says, Axel says, hey, what's the problem, Cold? I said you won. You never got it, did you, kid? The game wasn't supposed to be won. We've survived this long doing what we do because we have unspoken rules. Number one rule, never kill a speedster. Yes, that's true. They tangled with the Flash a lot. They also came close to killing him, but they never did it or, succeeded. So all the others say, he ran right through my fire. And a lightning bolt never hurt a Flash like that. Not until inertia stole his speed away. Wait a second, you mean this was an accident? So yeah, this is not Kid Flash, this is not Wally West, this is Bart Allen. He took over the mantle of Kid Flash. His counterpart, Inertia, I believe the quote-unquote yellow Flash from the future, stole his powers or did something with his powers. And then the rogues attacked him, killed Bart Allen by accident. He says, Captain Cold, the rogues only wanted our share, maybe a little bit more. That's what Inertia promised us. We already tangled with 2 Flashes. Figured it was time we got out of the game when a third one showed up. We got greedy. We got stupid. But now you're back. You came back. We came back to close up shop. We're returning these suits to Gambi, and then we disappear. The rogues are finished. The old days are dead. Great, great stuff. I love it. Meanwhile, we go to the precinct, the police precinct 24-2. I'm not sure how to say it. So they're doing some profiling. They talk about the Flash. They talk about the kid that died. They talk about the rogues here. Also, what happened to them, when they were younger or before they become quote-unquote famous. So they talk about that the Mirror Master was unknowingly murdered his father. He couldn't stand living in reality after that. When Heatwave was a child, he set his house on fire. He watched his family burn alive. He told the psychiatrist at Iron Heights, I wanted to help them, but I couldn't stop watching the flames. Pretty deep. Freaking psycho, he says. Weather Wizard is still delusional about the truth behind his brother's death. He uses arrogance to cover up guilt. And Captain Cold's father was a disgraced cop who abused him and his sister for years. Snart has a chip the size of an iceberg on his shoulder. I love that, although I knew that, but maybe a lot of people don't know, the quote-unquote origins or the backgrounds of these characters. So this small tidbit gives us a lot of information, and I like that. It also reminds me of what happened to them, and how tragic these characters are. Now, don't get me wrong; these are pieces of trash. These are scum. These are vicious people. But they live by a code, by the rogue's code. That's always what I like about the villains of Flash, especially the rogues. The rogues has a special place in my heart. Maybe because I just grew up with them, with the original, with the Trickster and the original Weather Wizard. I mean, not the Weather Wizard, but more. His name is Scott, a Mirror Master, and then also the Top. Among other things, among other people, I mean. But then they hear a sound. There's a rat coming in, and the rat has something on his neck, and it starts to squeal, if that's how you say it, and the sound amplifies, and then the window explodes, and then not other than the Pied Piper comes in, and he wants to help. Well, that's a pretty dramatic entrance for, helping. But, we also see lightning bolts strike and strike again. It's getting louder because also we go to Iris Allen, formerly Iris West. She looks at the pictures of, her husband, Barry, and Wally, and Jay Garrick, and a lot of other people. And then she hears a sound called Iris. And then lightning strikes harder and harder. I love the tension. I love the build-up. I really do. It feels that like something ominous is about to happen. Really, something dangerous, something evil. Not entirely sure. But then we go to the society with Libra on top, and he is, talking about the first murder weapon, and then he wants to bring the gang together, and yada yada yada. But then. I believe this is, Dr. Light is coming in. Hey, you need to see this. So they give him some piece of mirror. And then Captain Cold says, have fun with the heat coming your way for taking out the Martian. Yes, so Libra somehow take out the Martian Manhunter, fried him, killed him, supposedly. So basically, Cold says, we are not going to do this. We are taking a sideline. We are handling our own business. Go F yourself. Libra doesn't like that and crushes the mirror. And he says, there's always a troublemaker in the bunch. Meanwhile, we go to the Flash Museum. Now, this is Inertia. He's just a kid. So when I heard about that they was quote-unquote the leader of the rogues, I could buy that. I mean, it's just a kid. And somehow he is now frozen in time. It's been done before with, I believe, Wally West did that to Professor Zoom. So I believe Bart Allen did that the same. So he's watching that into infinity, still staring at Bart Allen. So the warden of Ironhide comes. He's not a good guy. So he says, "Hey, you guys, you need to hurry up. There's something wrong with this guy." I'm not sure why. There was an Iron Heights storyline that I really liked, also with artist Scott Kolins, and this guy has also some kind of powers. But he's a warden, but then he hears a voice, Inertia. It says, "Wow, what could it be? I don't know." But then, out of nowhere, a lightning bolt strikes Inertia, and he's waking up. He can move. And he is pissed off. So the guards are, pointing their weapons at them, but it's pointless. The Flash slowed my body down, but not my mind. I was frozen, but I could think. I could think fast. And do you know what I thought about? Different ways to kill people. 100 ways, thousands, millions. They say it's a myth that the human intestine could be stretched over 20 miles. Let's find out together. He's a brutal man, but again, just with certain characters, I was not really into Inertia. It was not really much in comics, but they have to put him in there because every Flash needs an anti-Flash, if you will, a reverse Flash. Haha. So, but then we go back to the Rogues, and they hear about the breakout, or well, quote unquote, resurrection of Inertia, and the police report, or the news says, Inertia, leader of the Rogues, responsible for the murder of Kid Flash earlier this year, has escaped and is at large. But Colt says, leader? He is not our leader. Colt, what do you think? So the narrator says, I'm not a murderer. I only do that when it's kill or to be killed, or when I'm after good old-fashioned vengeance, payback, revenge. I think before we quit the game, we're gonna break our number one rule one last time. I like that. So the comic could have ended here, for this episode, but we don't. We're gonna see a little bit more of Inertia, and he runs towards the West family because he says, first Bart, now you're kids, Wally. Then he hears a voice, not tonight. And then he is being, stopped by something or someone. And that someone says, just like you took a great hero trying to gather away from the world. After I'm through with you, you're going to be better too. You're going to be the new Kid Flash. Okay, guys, Professor Zoom is in the house, and we're going to see what's next in issue number 2, coming soon. Awesome stuff. I like it a lot. Guys, let me know what you think about this comic. Drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and all that jazz. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.